Hey everyone, it's Rachel Wolfson. I'm here at ETH Denver 2023 with Tiffany Huang. She is the head of marketing at Magic Eden. Did I get that right, Tiffany?
Yeah, you got it right, yeah.
Got it, okay. You never know with people's official titles. It's always a challenge. Head of marketing, lead marketing. So Tiffany, what are you doing, or I guess better yet, tell us a little bit about Magic Eden.
Yeah, absolutely. So Magic Eden is a cross-chain NFT marketplace. We've been around since September of 2021. We're the dominant marketplace on Solana, and we're also on Polygon, soon to be ETH in around a month. We also are a creator platform, so not only do we have a core secondary marketplace, but we also help creators launch NFTs, and we've launched over 500 NFTs and raised over $120 million for creators just in the last year.
How exactly do you help creators launch NFTs?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think if we think about where the space was a year ago, the common way of minting an NFT was that people would have to hire their own teams. Like they would have to find a dev, create a website, and do all the coding as well as all the marketing and all the operations behind the scenes themselves. What Magic Eden does at scale is that we're able to provide a platform by which creators give us like their files, and then we provide a lot of marketing support and operational support, and we take care of all the tech. And we have like a bunch of different minting capabilities as well, whether it's like on ETH, like the ability to bring your own contract, meaning like if a collection wants to run a mint on their side, they can also run it at our side at the same time. We can do like different types of auction techniques. Anyway, there's a lot of details around that. But the idea is that in order to really enable mass adoption of NFTs, launching NFTs just has to be easier for creators. And we've tried to take some of the load off that burden.
So if I was a creator and I wanted to launch an NFT, for instance, an NFT to represent my new podcast, Web3 Deep Dive, how would I actually go about that if I wanted to do that on Magic Eden? Obviously, I have no experience or skills as an NFT creator, so what would that look like?
Yeah, typically, when I get this question, I usually tell people to start like 5 steps backwards, which is like, go and collect some NFTs and learn about the space and be a part of certain communities to see like, what are the successful NFTs you admire and what are the tactics they employ? And then also start building like kind of the reputation for yourself as a creator. So where Magic Eden kind of comes in is we select creators who are a little farther along in their journey and have spent the time to like develop the concept, figure out who is their target audience, and run some of the marketing already towards that. And then we help them kind of take it across the finish line and amplify their existing marketing as well as all the tech and operations.
Okay, cool. Let's talk a little bit about how Magic Eden is different from other platforms like OpenSea, for instance. Can you go into some detail there?
Yeah, absolutely. I really empathize with like what's happening on ETH in general. I think it's a pretty tough time for NFTs. I think what makes Magic Eden different is that we're able to serve creators in a really expansive way. So we're really the only marketplace that has been able to scale a launch pad that has covered so many launches. And that is because we ate glass for like a year. You know, like building this muscle is really difficult. It takes a lot of coordination. And it's not necessarily something that's like very scalable because every launch requires a lot of energy. So I'd say that what makes us really different is that we can provide services for creators, which last year was like one single product called Launchpad. But this year we want to develop more services, including creators' analytics tools, maybe improving the way whitelisting works, thinking about how we can enable pathways for creators to engage collectors on our site through, certain like they can have experiences on the Magic Eden profile, for example, and finding ways for creators to actually connect with collectors directly on Magic Eden. So I think that kind of ability to scale that practice as a business is what makes us really special.
So I want to ask you this, and it's kind of a tough question, but I think that given that we are in a bear market, and I mean NFTs used to be the biggest, hottest thing about a year or two ago, right? And now we've seen this decline in NFT sales revenue. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that we are still seeing interest for NFTs and for creating NFTs? And do you think that that interest will kind of continue to heighten?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think based on the last few months, the whole space is doing some reflection on what does product market fit really look like for NFTs, because what has been a successful model so far is like animal JPEG projects, and like I have a lot of respect for all the projects, but understanding that if we really believe in NFTs as a technology, there should be different types of products that can be delivered via this technology. So I think for us, it's like we think we're the best player to really explore the upstream of the NFT marketplace, which is the creation of different types of minting products and then finding the right creators. So again, it's like the space is hard to get into if you're not like an NFT creator, you're not deep on Twitter. So there should be ways for us to identify what's like a compelling product that like can be beyond like a PFP collection, and then how do we match those products with the right types of creators so that, for example, maybe it's like there's a specific pitch for TikTok and YouTube creators, then there's another specific pitch for musicians and entertainers, and then there's like another specific pitch for brands at large, and then we really refine like what that looks like, whether it's subscriptions or whatever, ticketing or apparel, and then match it all up and then be really intentional about actually onboarding more creators into this space. And ultimately, if we're able to find different types of products that people want to mint and people feel like it's valuable, then I think the NFT market still stands a huge chance to grow exponentially.
Right, definitely. Finding the right product market fit definitely makes sense. And also I think NFTs with real world utility are more important than ever before now, because we saw, the CryptoPunks and the Bored Apes and all of that, and we're seeing other versions of those, but I think that the NFTs that offer real world utility are going to kind of rise to the top.
Yeah, I think there will always be this like kind of aristocracy of like a select number of PFP collections that have just made it on the merits of their community value, which is very intangible. But by virtue of just like logic, there can't be that many of those. Otherwise, it loses the whole purpose of exclusivity. So there needs to be like other types of markets that are enabled through NFTs.
Right. Well, what I'm excited about, or at least what I'm excited about learning more about, are Bitcoin NFTs or Bitcoin ordinals. So I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're super interested. I mean, it's very, very like OG. Like, it's if you have like a Bitcoin NFT, it's not. I think there are certain types of functions that will be lost. For example, it's just automatically immutable. Anyway, without getting into the technical details, yes, it's super exciting. We've definitely been paying attention. We saw that like Yuga just did something like last week on it. And for us, we're like, yeah, thinking about whether it's an opportunity, although nothing has been committed yet.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about that when you guys can talk about it. So it will be interesting to see what happens. Well, Tiffany, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me, for letting me speak with you at ETH Denver. Yeah, it's been great chatting with you.
Great. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.